Hi, long time no see. So, it's just past Christmas for me. If you're watching this at a different time, hope you had a good day. um, but Christmas just passed for me. I've had a lot of time to sit down and read and just have time to myself again, especially after like the last ending of my fall semester. So I have, 2 weeks or so to just sit down and read. Winter semester is going to be super easy for me. So again, getting a lot of time to myself now, right? Like I hope some of you are hopefully getting, if you're in high school, hopefully you have these 2 weeks to just chill. If you're in college or older than that, I hope you can find time for yourself, especially during these times, because I think for a lot of us, wintertime can kind of bring seasonal depression and thoughts of loneliness and stuff like that, especially on the holidays. So I hope that everybody watching can at least take care of themselves however way they can, whether that's by reading a book or making tea or getting a therapist or talking to friends and family. Really taking time to take care of yourself, especially during winter. That being said, my way of taking care of myself has been buying a lot of books. And reading these books also. I read a ton in December, which I'm sure is not rare for a lot of people, because again, it's time when people usually get time to themselves, finally. But I have been buying a lot of books. I got a lot of books for the holidays from family and friends and such. So I thought today we would just do like a little book haul, maybe a little book recommendations. If you like these books, maybe you should get them too. Obviously, I found them interesting enough to buy them. If you find them interesting or if you have this book, let me know in the comments. It's super cool. I love to know that people have read the books I have read or have the books that I have, because it kind of brings a sense of community to reading, right? Which sometimes can feel that we don't have that, especially as readers. So yeah, let me know if you've heard of these books, if you had these books, if you wanted these books, let me know. All right, getting into it. As I said before, I bought a lot of these books. Some of them are secondhand, some of them are from like bookstores, some of them are gifts from friends and family. So there's a lot. All right, so first book that I got like during this winter season, December-ish, was Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaughey. Charlotte McConaughey. McConaughey. It's like a traditional Irish name. I'm sorry. It's a lot of consonants together. But Charlotte McConaughey, I read her book Migrations before, and it was so good. Very much if you are interested in like climate change and kind of the climate crisis that's going on right now, especially when it comes to like glaciers and Arctic, I highly, highly recommend Migrations. Super short read, super fast read, super interesting. But what I know about this book is it follows similar kind of climate concern themes, but it is about a girl who was raised by wolves. So very interesting in that, or very interested in that. And I love her writing, so I'm very excited. Next one I got was Someone Who Will Love You in All Your Damaged Glory by Raphael Bob Waksberg. If you have ever seen BoJack Horseman, this was written by the guy who wrote that show. And I've heard a lot of kind of mixed opinions of this book. Some people really like it, some people really like select essays, and some people kind of have a distaste for it. So I'm interested to see where I fall. It seems to be pretty polarizing, so I'm interested to see, again, where I fall in that. But can we just look at that cover for a second? Pretty cool. So yeah, I watched BoJack Horseman. I loved it. Where's my mentally ill girlies? But yeah, I love BoJack Horseman. I thought it was funny and also deeply harrowing and depressing. Holy shit. So excited to make my heart hurt with this one. I think it's essays about self-love and love and relationships in general, self-worth, those kinds of things. So very interested to read this one. And it is described as a transcendent tragic comedy. So interested for that one. Tragic comedy is definitely a area that I am interested in. If anybody has read Fun Home or listened to the musical, I haven't listened fully to the musical, but I read the comic. That's a really good tragic comedy. Highly recommend that one, especially if you're gay or have weird relations with your father, which... Moving on. The next one I got was Girls Against God by Jenny Hval. How this was pitched to me was it was basically a feminist book about witches in Norway, which I love. I want to read about my girlies in Norway who are witches. What the like? Of course I do. She was also the author of Paradise Rot, which I've heard so many good things about. There's something about like female authors writing about female rage and lesbianism that just like, yeah, I want to read that. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, rotting? Sapphicism? Literally sign me up. Literally, where's the book and where can I read it? Holy shit. That being said, I have not read Paradise Rot, but I have heard many good things about Jenny Hval. I just want to read something depraved sometimes during the winter or during December, and I'm hoping this book will do it for me. Also, Girls Against God by Florence and the Machine. Banger song. Listen to that song. Listen to the whole album she just put out. Holy, so good. Next book that I got for like this winter session was A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. There's kind of a pattern with the books that I have gotten. It's either like lesbian or sapphic or really gross. What does that say about me? I don't know. And I don't want to get into it. But A Certain Hunger, to what I have kind of heard about it, is that it is about like a foodie or like a food writer who gets into cannibalism or eating men, I think. Basically like a girl who just is unhinged and just loses it and goes crazy. And I want to read that. I want to read about female rage, and I want to read about rot and gross and cannibalism apparently, and women. I want to read about it, and that's why I got this book, A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. I'm in just like a gross girl arc, and you know what? If this is my gross girl era, then let it be, okay? We all have our eras. Mine is gross girl. Next up that I got, oh, also, these are not in order that I got them at all. These are just order that I picked them off my bookshelf. So I may have gotten these on Christmas Day, a month ago, 2 weeks ago. Like, these are just books that I have recently acquired. That being said, another one that I got recently was What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, which, to my understanding, T. Kingfisher is a pseudonym for another author. From what I've heard, T. Kingfisher is a pseudonym for Ursula Vernon, who I have not heard of previously. I have not heard of that author, but I just saw this in a bookstore, and I was looking for books that reminded me of Gideon the Ninth and the Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir, because holy fuck, I am obsessed with that book right now. Like, that whole series, it has me in a chokehold. Oh my god, I am entrenched in the Locked Tomb. I am reading Nona the Ninth right now. I finished Harrow the Ninth and then immediately ordered Nona the Ninth, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, I could gush about that series for hours. And maybe I'll do like a reading vlog or something, because I just cannot get the Locked Tomb off of the brain. Anyways, that was a really long tangent to say that I googled books that were similar to the Locked Tomb, and this was the first one that came up. I was in a bookstore, I saw it, and I was like, well, shit, like, I'm gonna read that book. Needless to say, I read it. It was not like the Locked Tomb at all. Whoever put that on Google is a dirty liar. It was an okay book. It was fine. I probably was more salty about it because it wasn't what I was looking for, but that's okay. If anybody has read Mexican Gothic, it is very similar, like extremely similar. And and it is a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's House of the Usher, which I have not read before reading this book, so I can't tell you if it's a good retelling or not. I can just tell you it's not like The Locked Tomb, but it's very much like Mexican Gothic. Which, if you haven't read Mexican Gothic, read that before you read this, because Mexican Gothic is a better rendition of this trope than this book is. That being said, it was okay. It was fine. It was okay. Oh, and it's a decay, rot, horror type book, but it wasn't too scary. So if you're in the mood for something scary, you can read What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. But don't read it if you're looking for a new Locked Tomb, because you won't get it. The next one that I got was Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. So I'm in my gross girl era. And I want to read about girls being girls. I want to read about girls destroying men. And who's to say that I can't? So I bought this one. I think it's about a girl killer. I just want to read about female rage. I just want to read about girls going crazy. And that's what that book is. Very much gross girl. This is depraved and will make you think, and you'll be sad. But like, sometimes I kind of want that. And if you want that too, maybe check out Boy Parts by Eliza Clark. But, however, on a completely opposite scale is The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe. And this is like the first for the deluxe edition. I got this as a gift. Oh my god, like look how beautiful that is. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? I have been waiting for the release of this book for I have been waiting for getting this book for so long. I have been anticipating the anime coming out. I watched the trailer all the time. Oh my god, like I am obsessed with this story. I've read other works by Nagabe, and I love their art style. Like, they're so good. This is a manga collection, if you have never read manga. It is like a Japanese form of comic, basically. And you actually read it from back, like the back side forward, which is the opposite of like traditional English books or comics. But this specific edition is just so nice. Like, it's like a fairy tale. And that's why I love it so much. Like, oh my god, slay! Like, hello? If you guys have not read manga before, usually they're in very, like, thin, small, black and white comic form, basically. Whereas this one, or if you buy, like, hardcover manga books, like I know Fullmetal Alchemist is doing one currently, usually the pages are really nice. Some of the images are colored. It's like a nice addition. And that's just what is making me so happy about this specific edition of The Girl from the Other Side. Because, like, it's so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Next up that I also got I got this pair from like used bookstores, but different used bookstores all over California. And the first one is Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. I don't know how I have gone my whole life without reading this. From what I hear, it's beautiful. Like, it's a beautiful story. Have not read it, have not listened to the play or the music or anything. I have been completely blind to Phantom of the Opera until I read this book. So it's probably going to be great. I just haven't read it yet. And I got it for $8, so that was cool. Alright, next is I also got Howl by Allen Ginsberg, like the City Lights, I'm going to cover this, but the City Lights Books edition of it. If you guys have never been to City Lights Books, it's up in San Francisco. And it is just like this massive used bookstore in North Beach, And if anybody ever goes to San Francisco, I highly, highly recommend that you visit. A lot of the books there are used, so they're not going to be as expensive as if you go to like a new bookstore or like a Barnes and Noble or something. It's just like very highly recommend. It's so cool in there. Everyone there who works there is so nice. It's next to like all these cute cafes. If you ever go to San Francisco or you know, Oakland or East Bay, highly recommend you go. Like, it's so nice in there. That being said, this is like the first edition, not first edition, like it was not a first print, but it is where Allen Ginsberg originally published his poem Howl. So that's super cool. And excited to read it. I know I could get this online for free, but I saw it in the bookstore and I was like, you're mine. You're coming home with me. You're mine. And it was like $7.95, so that was cool. It's pretty small, but I think the City Lights edition is pretty cool. So, yay for poetry. Yay for City Lights books. Highly, highly recommend. Next one I got was The Little Friend by Donna Tartt. Of course, if you are anywhere in BookTube, if you are anywhere on the internet, basically, you've probably heard of Donna Tartt, either through The Secret History, which is like the dark academic holy grail of books, or you've heard of The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, which is my favorite Donna Tartt novel. I recommend you read it, it's great. But nobody ever talks about The Little Friend by Donna Tartt, and I saw it in a used bookstore, and I was like, I wonder why. This was the only Donna Tartt novel they had, so I was like, okay, either nobody likes this book and nobody wants to pick it up, or just it is not talked about and no one reads it. So I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna see if it slaps or not. I don't know. From what I know, it's about like a murder mystery girl, like of a family friend, and this girl is trying to solve it in Appalachia, in Mississippi, which I think Appalachia? I don't know. I am not from that area of the United States. Yeah, so hopefully it's good. It probably will be good. Like, I think anything Donna Tartt writes is good, right? She can literally rewrite the Constitution, and I'd probably read it. Next up that I got in this month, series of weeks, whatever you say, is Heart of the Dog by Mikhail Bulgakov. If you have not heard of Mikhail Bulgakov, highly, highly recommend you read his work. He is like a Russian classic author, and he wrote Master and Margarita, which is so fun and like chaotic, and is so not what you think a classic book will be, because it's just so fun and wild, but at the same time is like really confusing, and you kind of don't know what's going on the whole time, but you're having fun. So I fell in love. I love Master and Margarita. I love Mikhail Bulgakov. So I bought Heart of the Dog. No idea what it's about. No idea. I'll be honest, no idea what it's about. I just like Mikhail Bulgakov's writing. Love Master and Margarita. This one's really short, which, if you have ever read Master and Margarita, it is very long. So I wonder what kind of we'll get up to in this book, because it is so short. But I hope it's as chaotic as Master and Margarita. I'll let you know. Next to last, that I got for Christmas, December, winter, whatever, is A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I have seen this one making its rounds on BookTube, and I was like, I'm gonna read that right now. What I know of is it is about like the brides of Dracula, but it's also sapphic, and they might murder Dracula? I don't know. I really don't know a lot about this book, but I just saw like vampires and women, and I was, yes, buying it right now. Which is related. If you have ever read Carmilla, you know what I'm on about. Like, you know, I want women, vampires, rage. Women, vampires, rage. That's it. So hopefully I will get this out of Dowry of Blood by S.D. Gibson. And also, this cover, so cool. So wow. I love book design. It's so fun. It's so cool. All right. Last one we got up here is, and it's big. Get ready. Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. She's a biggie. She's large. She's thick. She has a lot. I think this is gonna be in a 7-book series, so definitely biting off a lot with this one. But I see lesbian fantasy, I buy. It's simple. I see lesbian, I see fantasy, it is on my bookshelf. I see relation to Gideon the Ninth, Harrow the Ninth, and the Locktoon series, I buy. I'm obsessed. I am crazy. Crazy obsessed. I buy. It's, everyone I have talked about has only described this book as lesbian fantasy. And great. I am buying it, I am reading it, and it's done. It is like, how many pages? 800 or something? Like that? I can actually get an exact page number. 804 pages. So it's gonna take me a little bit. It's okay. It's gonna take me a little bit, and you know what? It's okay. Last one, Priory of the Orange Tree. I'm excited. I'm excited. That is how many books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 13 new books. I have a lot of reading to do, which wouldn't want it any other way, really. Don't let me into a bookstore. If you see me go into a bookstore, don't let me in. Lock the door. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. If anybody else is in a similar boat, especially after holiday season, let me know. I'm excited though. I have a lot of reading to do. Hopefully you have a lot of reading to do, or don't. If you don't want to read, you don't have to. Go crazy, go stupid. I don't care. Whatever you want. It's your time. But yeah, that is what I got. I'm not sure what else to say. Like, if you want to read some of these books, cool, go for it. I'm reading them. I think they're cool. If they happen to be bad, well, didn't know. I bought them. I probably will read them. Didn't know they were bad. Or maybe they're awesome, I just don't know. I'm rambling at this point, so I'm gonna head off. If you liked it, good. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome rest of your day, or night, or morning, or afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this. And yeah, that's it for me, guys. Bye.